Hey guys, it's Harry, and today I'm bringing you a 70 and 15 on the map Bakara using the PP90M1. Just enjoy, and I've actually got quite a serious topic to talk about today, so I hope you guys enjoy. It's going to be about like no worries, and I've got a little short clip here that you guys should listen to, so I'm just going to let that play and then I'll come back afterwards.
And there were times where I sort of looked at my life and thinking, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And you keep on concentrating on the things that you wish you had or the things that you wish you didn't have. And you sort of forget what you do have. And there's no point, I believe, in my life where I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, because wishing won't help. But what I've seen in life are just a couple key principles, and the first thing that I've seen is to be thankful. It's hard to be thankful, man. I tell you, when I was 8 years old, I sort of summed up my life and thought, I'm never going to get married, I'm not going to have a job, I'm not going to have a life of purpose. What kind of a husband am I going to be if I can't even hold my wife's hand?
So that was Nick Vujicic, and he is an Australian, if you didn't hear from the accent. He's an Australian man, and he was born with no limbs, so that basically means he's born with no arms, no legs. He was born with like the tiniest little foot you could see and only 2 toes, but he has no arms and no legs. And his basically life has been quite a struggle for him. He suffered from something called tetra-amelia syndrome, which is a rare disorder characterized by the absence of all 4 limbs. And so when he was growing up, he had to struggle mentally and emotionally and physically. So you guys can probably understand what this guy had to go through. Imagine having no arms, no legs. Imagine not being able to run, to kick that football which everyone wants to kick, to hold their mama's hand when they're getting carried around or whatever. He can't actually do that. He has to get like a wheelchair everywhere. And he eventually came to terms with his disability, and at the age of 17 he started up his own non-profit organisation. It's called Life Without Limbs, and that's basically where he goes to different schools and talks about how he got through his emotional and his physical struggles, and like teaches kids that there should be no worries, and that's basically going to be the basis of today's commentaries. So I don't think no one should worry. Like, if this guy can get through life without not having to walk, not having to hold his wife's hand, not having to get a girlfriend, only being able to get picked up, only being able to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, he must feel so lonely. However, he doesn't. He takes it into account, and he doesn't actually care what he looks like, because he makes himself such an inspiration to young kids. I think if you watch some of his videos, they're really inspirational, and they really give you the urge to get up and go and do something with your life. And like he says that everyone should love everyone equally, and that basically no one should have to worry in life. If you fail, it should be like one step at a time. Even if you fail, you can get back up and keep going. And he does this weird skit where he falls over and he's just like, what happens now? And then the crowd shouted oh, you should get back up and go. So he tries to get up, and he eventually does get up by using his head and then momentum pushing himself back up. But that's his way of explaining the metaphor for getting up and going, and making sure that if he gets knocked down, he can get back up again. And yeah, that is a kind of a lyric. So yeah, that's one example of why you should not worry. There are also many others, and it's going to be quite a motivational video as well. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. I've got another little clip here. It's for more of those that are into their sport or that like their sport. If I'll leave both the links in the description for where I got these videos. They are YouTube videos, so you can just click on them and they'll pop up in a new link. But they are very emotional. However, they really do spur you on. Like, if you have an open mind about these kind of things and don't get easily led, so basically you're not just oh, if I fail in my GCSEs I'll never get anywhere in life, then don't watch these videos, because they're just gonna open up so many. I'm saying don't watch them. You should watch them, but if you feel like that and you know you're going to be like that for the rest of your life, I wouldn't urge watching them, because they ain't going to change your opinion, and it's just going to be a waste of your time. However, if you go into this video with an open mind and watch it really thoroughly and just see what the guy's getting at, it's all about success and how you can get success. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll come back after this little excerpt's finished.
So the young man got there at 4 a.m. He all ready to rock and roll, got on the suit, should have wore shorts. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out into the water, it goes waist deep. So he like, this guy crazy. Adrian, he like, I want to make money. He got me out here swimming. I didn't ask to be a lifeguard. I want to make money. He got me in. So he said, come out a little further. Walked out a little further. Then he had it right around this area, the shoulder area. So this old man crazy. He making money, but he crazy. He said, come on out a little further. He came out a little further. It was right at his mouth. My man like, I'm about to go back in here. This God is mine. So the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man getting scratching, holding him down. He had him held down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
So that was an extract from a video that's called How Bad Do You Want It? And it's success. It's all about success. So that is basically, that video was implying that this man, he wanted to make a lot of money. He wasn't getting there, so he went to some guy who said he could help. And he said, basically the basis of the story is, you've got to want to work at it for a long time. You got to put the most amount of energy into it. You got to put the most amount of effort into it. Then you'll actually succeed in it. And I've got there's also leading back onto the topic of why we shouldn't worry. And I've got a few extracts from the Bible. I'm not a religious man of anything, but these kind of imply some things, and I'm going to explain one by one. So I've got 8 little sayings here. So the first one is, your life is more than food. So that's just implying that we are worth so much more than food. So going without food for a little bit won't harm us that much, because we are worth more than that. If you were to miss like a meal or not eat for a whole day, although it will be bad for you, it's not going to be the best, because if you are making sure that you're doing something with that, making sure that it's worthwhile you missing that food time, then it's going to be a success. Then the second one is, your body is more than clothing. So what you look like, what you wear, doesn't really matter, because it's the person that's underneath that is the person that counts. It's the person that we all know and want to like. The third one is, we are more than materials. So what we wear, what kind of outfits we wear, what kind of bling and whatever you call it, it doesn't really matter. It's all what you put on to make yourself look better. However, if you were to just wear the raw of yourself, just plain clothing and everything, no added jewelry and everything, you will still be the same person. Nothing will change. The fourth one will be, we are greater than our birds. Our Heavenly Father feeds them without them doing anything for it. We are far more valuable to Him than they are. So that basically means that birds don't actually work for what they get. So basically the nature actually feeds birds, so they get the seeds from trees and stuff like that. I don't really know, but however, we have to work for what we call as our winnings, which is our money at the end of the day, if you like earning it or have a job. So that's the kind of the basis of that one. Then there's the fifth one, which is, all your worries cannot add one single moment of your life. So that means if you're worrying about something, it won't equate to how much you're caring about something if it's successful. And I'm just going to say the last one really quickly, because I've got a few more things to get in before the time has run out. So worry is useless and sinful and must not be tolerated. So we shouldn't worry about what our worries are. We should always focus on the successful things and the things that make us. And I've got 3 inspiring quotes that can end this commentary. This is the first one. So, as a rule, men worry more about what they can't see than about what they can. So that was by Julius Caesar, and my opinion to this is, it's so true. We live by faith and not by sight, really. So there's another one. Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration and resentment. This is quite true, because most people get exhausted from worrying about what they could have done or what they should have done, whereas what they should have been doing is thinking about their heart's decision and just thinking about what's in there. And then the final one is, if only the people who worry about their liabilities would think about the riches they do possess, they would stop worrying. This is basically quite true, that if people would stop worrying about what kind of things that are put on them, so like if you were to do it in a homework aspect, if you were supposed to do that and you did the wrong thing, it's alright, don't worry about it, you can redo it. It's not like the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get detention. Just don't think too much into it, just think about the box and just think, this homework isn't really going to change me, so it doesn't really matter, but make sure to have a go at it. So yeah, that's going to conclude today's commentary, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like rating. I think the final score was 70 and 15, probably one of my better gameplays, but I needed quite a long one for this. Please make sure to leave a like rating, and I'm very sorry for not uploading throughout the past couple of days. I've been quite busy, and there'll be a commentary out in the next few days about it. So hope you have a nice day, and